Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMV, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. And we're going to talk about All Out 2023 in Chicago. Kevin Kelly, Nigel McGuinness, and Excalibur to start us off. And they do some flip-flopping with the commentary with JR, then Taz, and, you know, I don't understand that. Like, if you're going to have a pay-per-view team, have a pay-per-view team. No offense to these guys. Like, all of them great. But I'm just like, man, just stick to one. I know we want JR out there. You know we need good old JR and everything like that. But at the same time, if he's just going to disappear, it's like, then don't have him out there. Or just have him on the main event like you've been doing on a Collision. You know, it's slightly annoying. But we start it off with MJF, Adam Cole, Better Than You, Baby, versus Dark Order for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Really fun match. We got double clothesline. We got kangaroo kick. It was a blast, especially to start off the show. I had a lot of fun. MJF got his neck hurt like he went after he faced Adam Cole last week, and so he definitely sold it. They took him out, but when he came back, man, that crowd went crazy. And of course, they won. So I was right for this pick in my picks and predictions on Collision review I did. This, like I said, fun match. Dark Order was great. Evil Uno is evil as usual. And, well, not usual, you know. They got a new, meaner side to them. And they were rocking these Better Than You, Baby Chicago Bull style color with a 23 on the back. And it says double clothesline. But great match. And the best thing, the next match was Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor. But when this happened, and MJF is walking up the ramp, Samoa Joe's music's going off, and Samoa Joe just shoves him. And he gets a big devilish Joe smile, and MJF gets mad, and they get into it. And I was like, oh, is this the next person for MJF? And if so, they just announced too, October 1st, Wrestle Dream as the newest AEW pay-per-view, October 1st. Yeah, October 1st, Wrestle Dream. So are we going to see MJF versus Samoa Joe? I'm like, please, Lord, let's have that happen. But we have the Ring of Honor World TV Championship on the line. Samoa Joe, Shane Taylor. Talk about hard hitting. I mean, these guys went to town on each other. No fucks. Like these two big men just brought it all. And it was a damn good fight. Like I'm not going to say it was a wrestling match. It was a fight amongst these two, and Samoa Joe retains. So my pick again for the win, and I am right. That always makes me feel good. Just makes me feel good. Up next, the TNT Championship, Luchasaurus versus Darby Allin. I was wrong on this one. Luchasaurus retains the TNT Championship, or should I say Christian Cage retains it. But Nick Wayne's out there. I thought he was going to turn, but nope. Darby Allin gets his ass handed to him, few comebacks and whatnot, but it wasn't going to happen. He was going to do the coffin drop on Luchasaurus, but Christian Cage got Nick Wayne outside the ring, and he was threatening to do the concerto, and he's like, and Darby had a hesitation though. He's like, do I do the coffin drop or do I save Nick? But he looked like he was about to do the coffin drop, so I think that will be addressed on Dynamite by Nick by saying like, hey, so you weren't going to save me originally? I went and looked back at the footage. You hesitated, and then you were just going to still do your thing without saving me. So I think we're going to build something between these two, Nick and Darby. But I picked Darby for the win. He did not win. This is when JR came in on commentary. Next matchup was Powerhouse Hobbs versus Miro. I will say for two big men, you know, besides Samoa Joe and Shane Taylor, this was a match. This was a wrestling match. These two went at it. I was right for my pick, even though I defaulted this one because I just don't care about the story whatsoever. And then guess what? The story's carrying on because after Miro wins, okay, so when he's doing the finishing, the finisher was kind of weird because he broke his hands before Hobbs can do the tap, and then he puts his hands back, and I was like, what a way to ruin a little bit of a moment there, don't you think? You know? And CJ Perry, a.k.a. Lana, is back Well, she's in AEW for now. Tony mentioned that she is it's not a long-term deal. She hits Powerhouse Hobbs with the chair. And the best part about it was when Powerhouse Hobbs turns around, and all I thought, I don't know who's out there as well thought this, but man, all I thought was Bobby Lashley and her making out while Rusev was on the ground. I thought her and Powerhouse Hobbs were going to start making out. She's like, ooh, he can take a chair. But no, that wasn't the case. Miro hits him with the chair, gets Powerhouse Hobbs out of there. Then Miro does this weird thing with her, where he looks at her, he's like he doesn't know who she is, and then he's like, and he just leaves. And I was like, okay, like, I what? So it was a good match for what it was. Miro for the win. CJ Perry is now in AEW for now. Next up for the TBS Championship, we have Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho with Saraya. I don't know. I didn't like this match. Chris Statlander for the win, so I was right on my pick there. But the finish was really weird. Like, Ruby got the spray paint she's going to hit Chris with, but Tony was under the ring, so she's losing her mind, apparently. And she cost Ruby the match. Like, she comes out and grabs the spray and starts spraying, like, and that's what causes Ruby to lose the match. And I was like, okay, sure. I guess, So, next up is the strap match. Bryan Danielson versus Ricky Starks. I was right on my pick here with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on commentary, and we got the song, It's the Final Countdown. The Dragon, the American Dragon, for the win, so I was right here. But, man, this strap match, they beat the shit out of each other. I can't wait to see them the next night. Bryan got busted open, and Ricky got busted open too. Like, there was a lot of blood, and they were smacking each other with that strap to the neck, to the face, and oh my gosh, it was a bloody mess, but it was a fun match at the same time. And Nigel kept asking Ricky, because this is where JR's gone. This is why then we put Ricky in the commentary section. And then, I for one was like, damn, these guys, there was some moments where I was flinching because of how brutally violent it was. And how they just go balls to the wall on these sort of matches. Next up, we have Eddie Kingston and Shibata versus Claudio and Wheeler Yuta. I was wrong on this one. I picked Eddie and Shibata for the win. Not the case at all. Claudio and Yuta for the win, so I'm guessing this feud is not going to be over. Best part about this match was Eddie Kingston comes out with a shirt that says Claudio sucks eggs. Oh my gosh, I popped so hard, man, because if you love wrestling as much as I do and love old school wrestling, Terry Funk, R.I.P., wore a great shirt that says Dusty sucks eggs, and this was like Claudio sucks eggs. I was like, that's awesome. That is amazing, and that's a shirt I want. That's a shirt I want, especially the old Dusty one, and I want this one on our shirt. So print those up, Pro Wrestling Tees. Next up, we have Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita with Don Callis outside. And, man, I was wrong on this match, but, damn, these two went to war. I mean, it's a long show as is. It's 10 matches, but still, at moments where I was like, man, catch my breath for a second, because there's just a lot going on. These two went to town, and Takeshita got the win. And it's a big win because it's his first win over Kenny Omega. So, what's next? I don't know. Does Kenny move on, or does he want to face Takeshita one more time at Wrestle Dream here in a month? And that's crazy too. The AEW, because AEW, I think they're going to start adding more pay-per-views onto their schedule because they want to compete with WWE, and they have these big shows. They're so spread out, but I like them spread out though. I like how spread out AEW had their pay-per-views, because you can have some fun in the middle. Then when it's game time, start building towards a pay-per-view. That I think that's what I really like, especially what they did with the MJF and Bryan Danielson feud. Up to Revolution. I like the fact that there was a while till Revolution was a thing, and he had Bryan go through these hellacious matches every week on Dynamite. Then you started the feud between them two. and you built a revolution. But it's okay. More wrestling for me, so I can't complain too much. But Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita, whew. Shout out to Takeshita, man. I was applauding at the end of this match because I was like, damn. Next up, of course, a fun match. FTR Young Bucks versus Bullet Club Gold. I was right on this one, baby. Oh, bang, bang, gang, put them guns up. And you talk about a hellacious match here. Bullet Club Gold for the win. I had a lot of fun with this one. And just because I'm a big fan of Bullet Club Gold. And of course, FTR Young Bucks. And, it was funny because I feel like there's some boos to the Young Bucks because they're in Chicago. There's no CM Punk. And I was reading that they were confiscating CM Punk signs, and somebody told me that they were making people turn their CM Punk shirts inside out. I don't believe that's the case because there was CM Punk shirts in the crowd. But the crowd was good too. They didn't hijack the show, which I was happy about. They let all the performers perform and have a good time. Good chance, fight forever. This is awesome. So I'm glad they didn't hijack this show over CM Punk. I know there's some loyalists out there. I'm a fan, but it is what it is, and he's gone. But FTR Young Bucks versus Bullet Club Gold was one of my favorite matches tonight. Then next up, we have a bloody main event. AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. I was right on this one. Moxley is our new AEW International Champion. Orange Cassidy got busted open, and John came out with and then John, when he came out, Blackpool Combat Club came out with him, and he walked the crowd alone. Orange Cassidy had his the best friends and Chris Statlander walk him, and they left and everything like that. But it was just a bloody mess, man. And I think AEW overuses blood, but that's just me. It should mean something, and it meant a little something in this match, but I just feel like blood is way too used in AEW. But that's just me. I love a bloody good time, but sometimes I'm like, man, they had to change that mat like several times tonight because there's blood in the Bryan Danielson match, there's blood in this match. People getting busted open. And then, of course, Darby Allin got busted open earlier, and he was about to get the concerto, but the locker room came out and saved him, Shawn Spears and all. So, fun pay-per-view. That was it. That's all. AEW International Championship. This was a really great match as well. Jon Moxley for the win, and he didn't bleed, which was fucking weird for me. I was like, oh, he's not bloody. Usually he's the first one to get bloody open. So, I give this show a solid 4 out of 5. I didn't care for the TBS championship. I thought that finish was whack. TNT championship, I liked it more than I expected. Powerhouse Hobbs, Miro, I would say those are the lower ones on my card. But everything else, though, I had a really good time. 4 out of 5. That's it. That's all. All Out Chicago. And I hope that they spread it out next year. I know we're getting All In again, and I hope that All Out's maybe for now have All In be All In, then have All Out be something in the middle of the month or something like that. But, because that's a lot of wrestling in 2 weeks. A lot of AEW, a lot of setup for this show. 4 out of 5, though. I had a good time. I'm tired because all these matches drain me. I'm like, ugh, all right. Now like and subscribe. Share it to your grandma. Share it to your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get that sweet nWp logo. I want to see it in the crowds. I want to see it in the crowds indeed. All right? And now, remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Wild scene. Did not expect this at all. Samoa Joe says, get him out of here.